It's almost time. Justin, Bridgewater's Finest on YouTube, Blockbuster_guy on Twitter, and we are very close, kids. Very close to the 2012 Super Bowl. Only got a couple of games left, and we're going to talk about them for a few minutes. I'm rocking my 1995, pretty much, 95, 96, Dallas Cowboys youth football from Wilson. I've had this for years. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I've had the ball for years, and it was sort of during their heyday, so rocking my football. And we have two fantastic games coming up this weekend to determine who will be going on to play in this year's Super Bowl. So let's have a little chat about it. Your AFC matchup, the AFC Championship game, will be played between New England Patriots and the Baltimore Ravens. And you could not ask for a better football game. You have arguably one of the league's best offenses, which tout quite possibly the league's best quarterback, the league's best wide receiver, and the league's best tight end, going up against a defense that has made its name for years as being one of the top caliber defenses in football, and one of the most punishing teams to play in the NFL. And this, I'm so divided on this game, I gotta tell you. As I said in the previous video, Baltimore may very well be my favorite team. So a lot of me is sort of leaning that way, but at the same time, very few teams have been able to stifle New England this year, and I don't know whether Baltimore is going to be the team to do that. New England, of course, had a very dominant win last week, beating Jesus Christ Denver Broncos. And the Ravens had a less impressive, but at the same time still very hard-fought and well-earned victory against Houston, 20-13. Boy, I don't know. It's so tough. Brady's having a very good playoff. Rob Gronkowski looked unstoppable in the Denver game. And there's a lot of question marks in Baltimore. People are questioning Joe Flacco, questioning whether that offense is going to be able to put up the points needed to keep up with New England, whether the defense is going to be able to keep the game close enough to sort of maybe even give their offense a chance to lead a game-winning drive. There's so many questions. There really is, and you can tell, obviously, how conflicted on this I am, because I want to say, my heart wants to say Baltimore, and my head wants to say New England. So it's so tough, and you know, I'm trying not to look too much at the numbers, and I'm trying to really sort of visualize the way that I think this game's going to go. I think New England is going to win the game. But in my heart, I can't pick them. I just can't do it. I am picking the Baltimore Ravens to somehow, I don't know how they're going to do it, whether it's going to be with running Ray Rice, who didn't look overly impressive in the Houston game, but you also have to take into account Houston has a much better defense than New England does, against the pass and against the run. So whether it's going to be by handing the ball off to Ray Rice 35-40 times, whether they're going to sort of hand the ball to Joe Flacco and say, here, you're getting criticism from everywhere across the league. You're getting criticized by members of your own team. Here's the ball, kid. This is your team. Show us what you're going to do about it. So whether it's going to be with that, or whether it's going to be, 2 or 3 big plays by the defense, maybe a couple of scoring plays by that defense. They're certainly capable of it. I don't know. I got to go with my heart, and I got to say that I am picking the Baltimore Ravens to beat the New England Patriots to win the AFC. Now, we go on to the NFC. This is going to be a short video compared to my other ones. I usually like to talk, but these games, as I've looked at them, they've just been so tough to pick. NFC. We're talking about the San Francisco 49ers, who pulled off a monstrous victory, that shootout victory against New Orleans, going up against the team that took out the 15-1 Packers, the New York Giants. And this is another really tough game to pick, because arguably you can say the Giants have a better offense, and arguably you can say the 49ers, I don't think that's arguable. I think the 49ers clearly have a better defense. But it's another one of those games that it's, a better offense against a better defense. And I think ultimately this game's going to come down to defense. I was very impressed with what I saw from the New York Giants offense in their game against Green Bay, but that was a game where you were playing a defense whose numbers made the defense look better than it actually is. Numbers in terms of things like takeaways and things like that, which are very, very, very subjective. San Francisco's not that kind of defense. San Francisco is not an opportunistic defense. San Francisco is a smack you in the mouth defense, headed up, of course, by uber stud Patrick Willis at the middle linebacker position. So I think the Giants are going to have a harder time running their offense. At the same time, I think San Francisco is going to have a tougher time running their offense too, because San Francisco is playing a better defense this week than they played last week. Last week, of course, they played New Orleans, and as we all know, New Orleans defense, I mentioned it in the previous video, even though they are ranked 12th in the league against the run, New Orleans defense is not very good. And in the Giants, the 49ers are facing a much better defense as well. There's a lot of question marks here. I mean, Frank Gore had a good game, but he only rushed for 89 yards and he didn't find the end zone. So is he going to be able to have enough of a game for the 49ers to get over? Alex Smith, another huge question mark. Was this just a one-off sort of performance for him? Did he just give the performance of his life, and will he be able to come back and give another good performance? We don't know that, because he's shown flares of the kind of brilliance that he had in the previous game, but hasn't done it with any consistency. So many question marks, and this is what makes these games so hard to pick. But I think my head and my heart are actually pretty aligned on this one. So in the NFC Championship game, I am officially picking the San Francisco 49ers to win a low-scoring game. I think it's going to be a defensive battle. I think that the front seven of the Giants up against the 49ers offensive line, and vice versa, the front seven of the 49ers up against the Giants offensive line. I think this is a game that's ultimately going to be won at the line of scrimmage. Whichever team controls the line of scrimmage is the team that's going to win this game, and I think it's going to be the 49ers. I really want to see if Alex Smith, if that was just sort of a one-off game for him. It's like, all right, cool, I played the game of my career, and that's it. Or if we really did see the birth of the next superstar. I think we saw the birth... Sorry. Ooh. Hold on to that football. I think we saw the birth of the next superstar, but you know, I don't know. We'll have to see. See, it's not gonna come out anymore. I will not fumble that ball again. So there you have it. Those are my picks. It's a relatively quick video because there's only 2 games. I think the Baltimore Ravens are somehow going to pull out that game in New England. My head is screaming at me going, no, you idiot. Go with the Patriots. Look at that offense. But I honestly and truly think that somehow the Baltimore Ravens are going to come through and win that game. So I got the Ravens coming out of the AFC. I've got the 49ers coming out of the NFC in a close, very close defensive strategic battle against the Giants, setting us up with an all-defense Super Bowl. It's going to be one of the old school Super Bowls. Which team is going to be the team to smash you in the mouth just a little bit harder? So I am predicting a Baltimore Ravens, San Francisco 49ers Super Bowl. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Feel free to comment. Subscribe to me, of course. Bridgewater's Finest on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter at BlockbusterGuy. Thank you so much to all my new subscribers, everybody viewing the videos, commenting, everything like that. Me love you all long time. Thank you so much. See you later.